Welcome back, everyone. Christina Ray here. I have recently discovered neurographic art or automatic drawing. I have absolutely fallen in love with this, and I just wanted to share my take on this art form. I have had this art journal forever, and it's one of those things that you keep thinking, one of these days I'm going to do something really fantastic with this, but it's just this wonderful paper. Everything's been pre-colored. There's different types of pages, and they're wonderful. But I don't necessarily want to go through it kind of supposed to be a journal of self-discovery, and that's just not my thing. So anyway, but I love this journal. So anyway, I started doing neurographic art in this journal, and I'm somewhat of a black and white kind of gal when it comes to this type of things. But this has really been fun for me. And you just start out with some lines, the color's already there. Then you round off each of the sharp points, and you just start doing whatever feels right to you. And because the color is already in the background, it just pops out and comes to life, and I just love it. This is another one, maybe I wasn't feeling like I wanted to do the detail work. I just needed to do something that kind of flowed. So I started another background, and it's the type of journal that for me, I think I can open it up at any given time and just start sketching again if I feel like I want to put something else in here or start a new page. I would like to walk you through my take on this art form. So I just get a pen. I'm using a brush tip pen, and you can use really any kind that you have. Draw the lines without thinking, which is hard for me to do. So it's like I want to control the direction it goes, but doing my best to allow my pen to just move around without much thought. And then I get in and I start smoothing out each of these harsh corners. If you need to go back and redo a line, you go back and redo. If you feel like there's a void, then you put another string in or a circle, whatever it is that you feel that you need to do. So after I've gone in and rounded most of the corners, I just kind of look and start feeling or trying to determine whether or not I feel like there's like a big void, so I might take my pen and draw another circle right in here to just break up the odd shapes. And then once I do that, I go in and round each of these corners again. This is my favorite part, is the rounding in and making the shapes. I guess because it's the most mindless part of it. And if you accidentally go out of the lines, it's like, oh, okay, no big deal. I'll just round that off a little bit more and just fill that in more than what I originally had thought. Or if it doesn't seem like it's round enough, I can always come in. That's, I think the best part about this is you're so forgiven for any mistake you make. This shape here might feel like it's a little too big. It runs the whole line of this. So I might just take my pen, and it's kind of hard with that little seam right there, but just draw a line, smooth out the corners, and now I've got two separate spaces. Same thing, if I want to go ahead and change this, I can just put 2 little curved lines, fill that in, and that's broken up a little bit more. And don't be afraid to fill a space with black. You know, if I'm in an area and I don't like it, it's too much. So for instance, this little area here, I'm not really sure what I would do with that. So I might just fill that whole area in. And say I don't even want it to be that narrow. I can bring that line and just thicken that out a little bit more. And as I'm filling these in, this will still take shape. I don't like the way that looks, so I'll go ahead and just round that out. It's your page. You get to be the boss of how you fill it in, what it ultimately is going to look like. And there are no rules, literally no rules. So that is how I've been starting them. I tend to get a little bit hung up on this. And so I've been trying to reach outside of my comfort zone and say, you know, go into this area and maybe just, because that now has kind of put a little bit of a, oh, how am I going to do that? But I'm not worried about that right now. But I want to do this same thing somewhere else. So I might get over here and bring that and just do something, you know, totally like, that's just wild and crazy, right? Who does that? Who does that? Well, I do. I just did. So I'm going to fill this in because I feel like this needs to be filled in. And because I'm the boss of my page, I can do whatever I want, right? That's kind of cool. I don't know. That adds a little element of something. Now, what I'm probably not going to do, oh, I don't know. I feel like I need to fill these in. I feel like those little sharp edges are wrong. So that's the neurographic. Sharp edges are not pleasing. So we want to create calm, smooth lines, right? I don't know. I've never done anything, no training or anything in this art form, but I do know that smooth lines, okay, smooth lines are much more pleasing. So those harsh edges are not. Like, for instance, this one I did isn't as calming. It's a little more chaos, and I think that was how I was feeling when I did it. But, you know, it's just, I just was trying to really kind of get outside of myself and just allow myself to just draw lines and just, it's okay. I can do that. See, I can go back in here and do this and feel okay about it. It's my book. I can do whatever I want. And that makes me happy. That's freeing right there. Just knowing that it's okay for me to get in here and put another line. Who's going to tell me I can't? This is where you get in there and you start doing whatever it is your little heart desires. I'm going to stop talking and continue the rest of this drawing. Enjoy. At this point, I have my first layer done, and if you want to get in there with some different colored pins or anything, this is your opportunity to get even more creative. And sometimes it's hard for me to go in and add anything for fear that I might ruin the drawing, but you find that it can be quite enjoyable, and sometimes you're pleasantly surprised with what you come up with.